Welcome back, disc golf fans, to Innova Baltic Tour, Alutaguse Open, out here in eastern Estonia. I am joined by the sexy part of Big Sexy Commentary, Nate Sexton. I'm Gregg Barsby, and we're here to watch the back nine.
Here we go. I'm having a banana, getting juiced up for the round. We got the two Estonian guys on the card, Albert Tamm and Rasmus Metsamaa, 6 under through 9. Really playing hot golf. Moving to the back nine, we're going to start out on hole 10, and it is a boomer. You can see those flies. You got to be a little careful. Those things will bite.
It's actually quite painful.
Yeah, a little bit. They kind of surprise you.
But they're slow, so you can slap them.
I actually really appreciate that part. I feel like I can exact a bit of revenge, after they do bite me, and they're probably the slowest flies I've seen. Here we go, hole 10, par 3, 144 meters, 472 feet, and it's up on that big rock. And I feel like
definitely a signature hole, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So you got OB on the left. I think it's a lake on the left, maybe in the wintertime. Yeah. And then they have OB on the right, but it kind of squeezes down in there right at maybe 110, 15 meters. So you either want to go for it or have a really good disc. This hole plays with a stiff headwind, I think, most of the time. Very difficult hole.
I'd say in my 2 rounds experience here, practice round and the round you're watching now, windiest hole on the course.
Now Albert's taking a high-speed driver, put a lot of hyzer on it. I think that was one of his most overstable because the wind it's cracking up on top of the hill. Playing from the elevated tee pad, it maybe even seems like more headwind because the wind's getting pushed up off the hill.
Oh, and Rasmus might be in trouble here. This needs to drop.
Push.
That is out of bounds.
OB over by the next tee pad. So he'll have about maybe 20 meters from inbounds.
Probably the toughest 20-meter shot you're going to have if you're not in the woods, though, because you're really worried about that wind on the putt.
I'm playing that Champ Boss.
This is a crush. This is into a serious headwind. To have the guts to play the flip shot, that was impressive. I really thought that was a great shot. Put you to a very, very tough putt, but a makeable putt.
Yeah, in position. I'm really happy with the way that disc flew.
I'm going with this Destroyer that's just like the most overstable disc I've personally owned. And it doesn't go far at all, but that's okay.
Yeah, that should be fine. I mean, you might have a little bit of obstruction, but no more than 40 meters out. And taking the flick, just going to play it to the left here and let the wind kind of take the disc.
Yeah, just basically try to hit this rock, not let it get too far away.
Yeah, that's a fine shot there. Just make sure that you're up there. You almost don't want to be too close because with the wind, you have to put the nose up.
Yeah.
If you're like parked, this is an extremely difficult putt.
If you have the headwind and you're right underneath it, you almost would like go vertical and try to like throw a little roller angle to get it in there maybe. Yeah. So that it doesn't blow right back out.
Oh no. So Rasmus, after going OB, puts it a little bit long. He's got like 7 meters to the elevated and windy situation.
He doesn't have a headwind though, so he might be all right. You can see
smart play there for
happy.
Albert.
Yeah. This is kind of dead headwind, 11 meters, elevated basket. It looks good.
I definitely wanted that one.
I was sitting there thinking, no one can make this. This is, and then you let it go, and I was like, well, you can.
I have a strict regimen, no laying up. I can't force myself to lay up from 11.
No, meters. I don't think I would lay that up either.
It's just really tricky.
Try to make it, but know that I probably wouldn't. It's just hard.
It's just really hard to judge how much the disc is going to move with the headwind when you're putting it up that high.
I think it's got to be the hardest putt in disc golf. I can't imagine anybody would really disagree that elevated basket headwind it's the hardest putt you can have. And Albert even has to think about it from there just to make sure that wind doesn't mess with him.
Right, he wasn't close enough to dunk it.
Yeah. No birdies there, just the one double bogey for Rasmus. Everyone else making par, and I think that's going to be a very common score on that hole with that wind condition. I'd love to play that hole in the calm, see if I could kind of get something out there. It's a really fun drive. Hole 11, par 3, straight up the middle. This is probably the easiest hole out here. Not a lot, no OB to speak of, just kind of a straight mid-range.
I think so as well. For a sidearm player, you've got maybe just a little bit more room on the right to kind of maneuver your disc, and then also the hill comes into play, so there's not as much fade. If you're a backhand player, you really have to get this disc to pop up and fly straight because it will fade down the hill to the left.
This is flying very straight.
That's exactly how you're supposed to throw the backhand. You know, notice he didn't leave any meat on the bone for that thing to hyzer out. Like stood it up straight and played it past the basket. It's smart play.
Rhino?
Yeah, a little rhino here. Depends on the wind on this hole. A lot of times there's a little right to left. It wasn't too strong today, so just play the rhino up and just outside the bullseye again. Well, that's my favorite spot.
I'm going with the soft flex Firebird. You counting on the hill to control the skip.
There it is, right there. Like perfect example of playing it into that hill and just letting the disc kind of jump. It almost does the anti-bounce up there.
Yeah.
Rasmus
parks it.
Perfect shot again. Well, those guys, yeah. That's I suppose that's the real difference. Estonians are playing the backhand here. Americans are playing the sidearm, the safer play, you know. Just making sure we get our birdie. You know.
These two Americans, anyway. I think a lot of Americans would just go backhand as well, but you know we got a couple specialists on in the booth here.
This is true. I do love to play the sidearm if possible, typically. Okay, so birdie's around. Nice little star frame. That puts you and I both at 5. Albert's climbing steadily at 7, and Rasmus, after the double bogey, picks up the birdie to be tied up with us at 5. So everybody's still playing really solid.
Hole 12 is a tight angle, par 3, 92 meters, 302 feet going uphill, but it's one of those holes where you kind of feel like, can I even throw it left of the basket? Like highest, spikiest, flippy disc hyzer you can do, so that's going to get up there and just catch glide and go left as far as possible up this hill. This
is a really interesting hole. I like the shape, but the angle from the tee pad is very difficult. You're almost trying to play at that light post.
Yeah, and you can see someone's hit it before. The light post is looking a little worse for wear.
Wow.
That's perfect.
Wow. Like he just made that look good. I'm playing the stable destroyer here and up and over the light pole. Again, this is a really, really tight angle, and I'm extremely pleased with that result. It's the best shot I've had.
That's fantastic.
That's the practice round. Just trying to hang it tight.
I'm going with the flippy destroyer, trying to get kind of maximum left.
Okay, let's see. Whoa!
Oh, I was wondering how that got out there.
Almost aced it. That's how.
a little bit more dancing than I'd expect for a spiky shot.
True. And Rasmus, maybe a little wider on his approach. Still gonna be right on the circle's edge. That's makeable look.
Yeah. Definitely playing a whole lot easier than on the windy practice round.
Big time.
Give you the chance to kind of count on some glide.
Rasmus putting with his Innova Baltic Tour putter. Oh. At the perfect height. Just missed the line there.
That also missed the line, but...
Oh, perfect speed.
But it went in.
Okay. Hey, it's in there. They say there's no pictures on the scorecard, but there's a video.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's a video. You can see I'm a little bit disgusted with myself, but happy that it went in.
I tap out and just make sure I don't get in that bullseye, you know.
Smart.
Trying to pad that stat. Albert with what I thought was the perfect drive.
And you were right. It definitely was the perfect drive. Fantastic shot from both of you guys.
I mean, heck, if you'd have thrown it 4 foot further, we would have had an ace on the camera.
And we could really talk about a perfect drive. Yeah,
exactly.
For sure.
But, you know, since it didn't go in, ours were better, you know.
I agree.
Yours bounced.
I agree.
How do you bounce it?
Hole 13, par 4, 194 meters, 636 feet. This one plays basically straight out the gap, going downhill to start and then finishing uphill. For me, that light pole is a problem. You know, you're wanting to throw, if you want to go forehand, that light pole is really tough to miss. It's a nice obstacle, I guess. You know, you really have to be careful. There's also big hyzer backhand play to try to get around that bushy tree.
Right, I think power backhand players could just play that hyzer flip stand and get around the two trees, or maybe play it in front of the second tree out into the fairway. And Albert's definitely got the power backhand shot. And it just looks like he just kind of smoothed that shot and just played it over the tree. He's in really good position, and maybe got 90 meters to the pin.
Yeah, perfect landing zone.
So I'm playing the Destination Destroyer, and just to the left of it, I like that.
Yep.
And that's right in the middle, maybe just a little bit short of where Albert is. So maybe, 90 meters or so.
I'm going with the Destroyer.
Look out.
Oh. I was sure I hit that pole. Somehow I didn't, and that's in a good spot now.
As soon as you threw that shot, you're like, don't.
Yeah.
It's only one thing to hit.
It'd probably go OB, too. It'd probably go blasting off to the left or something.
And Rasmus playing it a little bit lower and maybe getting around the tree there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so he's maybe has a little obstruction on his second shot from the run-up, but he'll be in good shape and should be able to make a play from there. So, again, here with the Draco, it's a slight headwind, and with the OB kind of collapsing in, I just decided to play it right into the safe spot into the middle.
Yeah.
Not exactly a gimme putt, but 8 meters. Hopefully the wind doesn't kick up. Just make sure I get opportunity.
Oh, this is super wide.
Oh, boy.
This might never come back in bounds.
It's in. Just barely
that
in
was
by
scary.
inches or centimeters.
I was standing right next to him, and I thought he had just gone fully, like only barely going to be able to advance. I thought he had just missed the fairway entirely, but just caught that backside.
And that is a really nice shot. Again, a little bit of ground play there that puts you into
6 meter maybe.
A spot that you have to putt again.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have changed a thing on that one.
And Albert kind of going with your playbook, playing a little bit to the fat side of the green, stay away from the OB.
Yeah.
Smart golf.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's from where we were over there, the sidearm kind of gets sketchy all of a sudden. You don't want to leave it out too far to the left.
Oh man.
Rasmus. Not happy. Taking a 4 there. A little to the right side, but quality.
Nice putt.
Albert just, I don't know, I think somebody maybe moved and pulled his concentration or something. Like I could kind of see in his body language that he was like, what?
Yeah.
He's disappointed there with the 4. He played it textbook and then just didn't execute, but still shredding the course. Besides that hole and maybe one other hole, he's playing near perfection.
2 -7s, a -8, and a -5. Everyone really bringing it so far. And coming into hole 14, a par 3, 107 meters, 351 feet, OB everywhere on the low side and the high side. Turnover backhand or power forehand, both viable options here. You've got kind of one tree there on the green, but that slope is really what you got to keep in mind. If you get the disc too high, either on the turnover or the forehand, you're going to find yourself down on that right side OB. If you're too scared of it and just try to power it, you're going to go OB left.
That came out a little low and got a nice little skip, but
yeah.
I'm worried about. You can tell the slope from this angle. It really goes down there, and I think if I hang the basket at all, I'm going down to the OB.
Yeah, I'm keeping this really low.
That's a beautiful line. Look at this. Oh yeah, textbook.
I like it.
Textbook. Yeah,
I like it.
Wouldn't change a thing.
No. I don't even want to skip ace here. It's going to go OB if I miss.
Right. Albert also taking the flick shot, and that's looking a little tighter. Oh, nice little grab from the grass there, and he's still going to have some obstruction from the tree, but solid. He's inside the circle.
Probably not a good big tall guy putt. He's going to have to get low under there.
And Rasmus taking the backhand approach, and that just never flipped for him. But sat down short of the OB, so he'll have a long look and a dangerous one. You can see the flag moves with the headwind here. And
he seems like he's just laying that up.
Yeah, not playing around with it. This is probably the worst position I could put myself in.
Oh, that's boy. A little scary.
Yeah, that's that distance where I have a problem laying up.
Oh, definitely. You can't be laying that up.
But with the downhill into the headwind with the danger behind, it just, there's so many things that can go wrong.
Yeah.
Double knee putt. That was a really nice conversion, especially after the last hole where he didn't have a good putt. It's nice to get back on the board there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was a little high. I wasn't too happy about that one. That little short putt likes to get away sometimes, especially with like a tailwind up the hill. It just feels like it's dragging the disc up.
Yeah.
Beautiful birdie there from you, Nate. That was, I would say that's probably the best shot on the hole all day.
Might be. It's a hard one with the slope. You got to just get it perfect.
It's a tricky shot. So I'm at 7. You're at 8 under. Albert's now at 9 under, and Rasmus stays at 5 going into 15. This is the Dragon hole, the par 5, 273 meters, 896 feet. Now you have inbounds up until 90 meters, and then a strip of out of bounds up to 118 meters, where then you have the second island, which goes all the way to the basket. But as you can see up on the left side, it gets really tight. A lot of players will either throw short and then throw to the big landing zone and then throw over, or they play to the second and then play a shorter pitch shot and then play over. Or if you have a monster arm or a bazooka, then maybe you're trying to play big out to the right side of the second and then play over. So I'm interested to see, especially with the big arm, how he's going to do this.
There's a lot of strategy to think about on this hole, that's for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, this isn't an easy drive with the headwind. That's looking really solid. He put a good move on that one.
Yeah, he got it flat. That's the big difference between his, aside from about 10 miles an hour worth of arm speed,
right,
his and mine. He got his flat and really got some good glide, and mine kind of stayed hyzer the whole time. So it doesn't quite eat up as much distance. Here he's got a little flatter.
Yeah, you know, as much as I would have liked to try to push it up there, make sure I get it in bounds here.
Yeah.
We got a decent score going, so. Rasmus is hanging it to the right as well. Maybe not as high as Albert's, but still he's going to be up. You can tell from that angle where Albert is maybe a meter or two higher than where we are, in a much more attainable position to try to go for this hole, for the green. I'm just playing it very safe, not bringing any of the OB into account.
That was a nice shot.
Sometimes those are hard for me. You know, I just have to lay it down.
Yeah. And I was telling myself, just throw it like 10 meters past Gregg. And this is a case of, for me, this is a case of just not practicing enough. Because I thought when I saw yours, I'm like, oh, I wonder if he can even see the pin from there with it, or is that too far away, you know? So I thought I needed to push it. Turned out definitely was not necessary, and going to end up dropping a stroke from taking that out of bounds. Rasmus throws it smartly.
I mean, that was a perfect shot. I looked over at Rasmus, and he kind of looked relieved. I thought it was perfect, and he's I didn't want to bring it that close.
Bazooka time. This is low. Does it have enough?
Oh, it got the flip, though. It's got enough.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Right there to like 12 meters.
And that's an uphill look, but a look nonetheless for eagle here is fantastic.
But the roll away is real from there. You know, you could hit cage and roll OB.
I left this a little inside, about 9.5 meters. That is not a fun place to be. It's like there's so much that can go wrong from there.
Until you make it, then it's kind of fun.
Yeah, that goes for pretty much any shot.
Yeah, and this is just perfect. Another bullseye.
He's definitely padding the stats today. So you're right on the edge and playing the flick shot, so you're letting the wind kind of work with the disc here, just like let it drag up the hill.
I'm thinking overstable Firebird and like really trying to just hit the hill, not get it up in the air.
Yeah, that was smart. You played more aggressive, like throw it low, hit the ground.
Albert for an eagle. Into the headwind. Yeah.
Dead center for the eagle.
And I think we're going to have to put the course on alert. Course record is 12. That eagle moves him to 11. Yeesh. Still 3 holes to play.
Yeesh.
Oh, how does it not crawl over the rim? So close.
Oh.
But no roll away.
No roll away. Right, I was frustrated after this putt. But I didn't even think about, boy, that could have been a 7.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it could get ugly for sure. You roll here, you're going to be 15 meters with the penalty.
Yeah, this green can be ruthless, no doubt about it. I think the worst place to miss is on the top band.
Mm-hmm.
He immediately wants to go onto that roller edge. Mm-hmm. So after 15, I'm at 7 under. Nate with the OB5 stays at 8. Albert with the eagle going to 11 under, shredding, and Rasmus with the bullseye birdie.
Hole 16 is a par 4, 139 meters, 456 feet, but it plays pretty long because you got a steep uphill, OB on the right and left, so common play would be to lay up where these bags are and kind of leave yourself that straight up the hill shot. You also have the option of going big and trying to make it to the top of the hill in one, but it does bring in a little bit more risk of out of bounds.
Big time. This hole is I feel like it's the definer. And now if you're going to go for it, this can be where you can see a little jockeying for position if you don't make a correct shot. The gap from the tee pad is maybe only 2 to 3 meters wide. So unless you have a bazooka, it's a tough shot. And that's no problem. He just played straight hyzer up into the air, and he's past where the OB is turning to the left.
The left OB kind of peels away. The miss you need to worry about is kind of this right here, though. You try to go big and you straighten it out.
Yeah.
If you go in that tree, you're going to stay OB.
Yeah, so Rasmus will be OB up there by the stake. It looks like you're playing the
brand new Thunderbird.
A nice stable shot, just no problem.
Just trying to find the base of that hill, especially with my confidence in my forehand. I love that spot.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm playing the Draco here, and basically just going to play to the same spot. I attacked this hole in doubles.
Yeah.
But in singles play, especially early in a competition, I felt like a laydown is fine.
It almost looked like your shot was going to hit my disc and skip OB. I got scared for a second as you were coming in. This is looking great.
Oh, yeah. A little short. I just kind of misread the distance there, but anything up there, I'm happy with. And I got a putt for the 3.
Obviously, it's a blind shot here, so it is a little bit tough to read. I'm going with a very slight Anheuser.
That's got a that was going by the basket.
It might have been running it a little bit.
Little clip off the tree there, but park job. Now Rasmus also playing the flick. This is a shot that he really needs. Oh, but he's still up in the mix.
Yeah, he should be like 8 meters.
This is I feel like a must for Rasmus to keep the good round going. He's had just a couple of hiccups.
Yeah.
Albert, he can see the basket from where he is.
Yeah, nice reward for the aggressive play. He's just got to go with a little turnover putter.
Nice little chip up just outside the circle, the 5 meters. The bullseye circle, of course.
Yep. Rasmus for the par save after the out of bounds, a little low.
He's just had a few holes today that have cost him. He'd be 4 or 5 strokes better without 3 holes.
Nice birdie.
I snuck that one in there. Little uphill. Just trying to make sure that I can secure a decent score coming out of this first round. Another great birdie from Albert. He made that hole look so easy.
Yeah, he did.
It didn't even matter. The OB's just not even there.
Yeah, so easy that I was like questioning my plan. You know, I was like, I could definitely throw that hyzer. Maybe should I do that? And I just keep telling myself, no. If you just get to the bottom of the hill, you're gonna get a putt.
You're gonna play it. This is, I think, a tweener hole in essence. It's really hard to get a 2 there.
Oh yeah, you'd have to throw it in for sure.
So Albert moving to 12. He is tied for the record right now. He's on a blistering pace. Just only a couple of mistakes. Onto the 17th. This is a downhill 377, 115 meter shot. So you have the initial gap that you need to hit out of the gate. Trees are on the left and OB stakes are on the right, and this is also wrapped with OB. So you can't play blast off. You want to have a really controlled straight shot that finishes smoothly. For as simple as the hole looks, this is a tough shot coming in the 17. You've got to play a perfect throw through this gap.
Oh, and Albert takes a big kick right there. He is out of bounds way over there, but he stays just barely safe.
Yeah, so it's the same out of bounds line as the last hole. Shares the same line. So
I'm trying to go Annie Thunderbird, and I just had no commitment there. Early release, fortunate to kick to the middle.
You saw Albert's, and you're thinking, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm going over there. I'm playing the eagle here, and again, I just think not enough commitment on that shot. Maybe a little bit of nose up.
Yeah.
And my main thing is just not turning it over, not trying to rip it over and go OB.
Yep.
The last thing I want to do here is take a stroke penalty and get the 4.
Oh, this is looking very good from Rasmus with the mid-range. Just across the basket, and he finds himself well inside 10 meters.
Great shot there.
And Albert, the work is not over for him. He's going to have to go forehand roller. No real opportunity to make it to the pin.
He was buried in there. Oof.
I threw a hyzer with the dart and got pretty close.
Yeah, you're right up in there.
Huge attempt here to save par. He's got that snappy delivery, but not quite. That was going to be, that was probably almost 30 meters. You've got a tricky little gap.
Yeah, I had like three different gaps here. So I tried to run this one, and
you did run it
just a little high. I could have played the backhand putter approach, but I'd rather take my most for sure feeling putt, and I'll take the flick. I take the 3 there. Not too stoked with the 3 here, and I'm surprised that nobody got this hole the way that we've been playing this round. Easy tap out. And Rasmus has got to be a little disappointed, and I'm sure he's frustrated. He's been playing so well and just had a couple points where, just like I feel like he's playing just as well as everyone, maybe besides Albert on the card.
In terms of number of birdies, sure.
Yeah.
But a couple unfortunate OBs. Look at this tee box. We got time for one more signature hole real quick. Hole 18, par 4.
The signature hole.
Yes, 188, 617, but reachable for a big arm. Everything left of the path there is out of bounds. Also, the grain field out here is out of bounds. All out of bounds goes directly to a drop zone that leaves you about 100 meters. So not really an easy up and down if you do go out of bounds.
Not at all. And with the wind, typically, like you can see in the video, there's either a crosswind right to left. From the drop zone, those flags all of a sudden really kind of maybe are in your line because you want to hang it to the right to get the disc close to the basket. So I think that could provide a little challenge from somebody. And you're just taking the flick here, playing it safe.
Yeah, throwing the X-Cal, just trying to get down here in the corner. It's a pretty easy up and down over there.
Perfect shot. I mean, there were a little, we didn't get to see, but there was a little wind drop for a split second. You know, your stomach drops out.
Yeah.
And I'm playing the boss again, and I'm really liking that line.
Yeah, that'll leave you probably 25 meters.
Yeah. Somewhere around there, 22 maybe. Makeable putt, so 70-footer.
Yeah.
But I was hoping to get a little bit more drag out of that one. Rasmus, this might be a little inside. This has got to move. Now, there's trees on the left if he gets to them. It caught a spectator. Ouch.
I think he's all right, but unfortunately out of bounds, so we will see Rasmus go to that drop zone. And Albert up last.
Boom.
Does this have the distance? It's a little high.
It's too high, but he's got such power that he drags it in bounds.
Wow, yeah. And if he put that on 10 feet lower, he might be ace running the thing.
Everybody else, that shot would have went out of bounds. He throws so far, it just went, okay, just go in bounds.
So here is that drop zone shot from Rasmus. He's going to go with big hyzer.
He's left it a little short, right on the circle's edge. And now you're just playing flick approach here?
Yeah, Firebird.
Okay, nice. Oh, that's a great line there. Yep, padding the stat.
Stay out there.
So I'm going to take the putt here. This is a tricky one. I've got to read the wind correctly, and just didn't get that extra bit of pop on it. Kind of rolled over just outside the bullseye circle under these pine trees.
This is for the course record. Looks like we'll have to settle with tying his own record.
Bummer.
Huge bummer.
Rasmus looking to close it out. Oh, no. A tough way to finish.
Yeah, going to be a bogey most likely. Birdie for you.
Okay, half and half. Fairly satisfied with this round score-wise. For the conditions, I think maybe this course could play tougher. And you're looking to tap out a double-digit under round. That's a really nice way to start the tournament.
Yeah, but still 2 back from Albert. He really lived up to the hype coming off of the 3rd place at the major. I feel like it can be easy to sort of like let down after like the finish of your career thus far. I suppose he does have an Estonian championship, so that might be even a prouder accomplishment for him.
True. But he's in that zone. I think 3rd is that place where you know he knows he's playing really well, right? Like
definitely,
he's just feeling it, and he's putting really smoothly.
Yeah, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. I believe he's only about 21 or 22 years old. Here is our leaderboard. Albert at 12. Silver Coney comes in at 11. Myself at 10 and you at 9. That will be the day 2 lead card. We will be back with coverage for final round, round 3. So we'll see what happens out here today, and then we'll be back with you guys for one more lap around the Alutaguse course, actually the Metaguse course at the Alutaguse Open. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you Innova Baltic Tour and Innova in general for the support of our coverage.